So we decided to try out the Powell Peralta Dragon wheels. People kept talking about them, and I wanted to know if it was as good as they were saying, because this is a 93A soft wheel that skates like a 101, which is stupid. It's like saying this is the new ice cube that's hot when you drink it. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't seem possible. So we decided to try them. They also have a 97 version. I tried that for a second. It was way too hard. I did not like that wheel. This one, it was everything that they said it was, and that amazed me because I did not think that it would actually work with how soft it is. Let's just go through it really quick. So with your normal, let's say a normal 101 wheel, like I was skating, let me show you. This is a Formula 4 101 tablet by Spitfire. Just a normal, a classic, not tablet. But you can hear 101, it's hard. These wheels, 93A, it's much, much softer. And that's the dream, is you want a wheel that's soft enough to skate in the street, but you're not able to do slides, you're not able to grind. It's a soft wheel, it's a cruiser. But we've always said, what if you had a wheel that was soft, but you could do a crooked grind on a ledge? This is that wheel. This one is the one. When I started skating it about 2 weeks ago, I went out and it's a soft wheel, but it power slides. It doesn't make any sense. It's how? You have total control though, because one of my biggest fears was that we would go to slide and you wouldn't know when you're sliding. You would think, oh, it's too soft. I don't know if I'm sliding. I don't know if it's going to be under me or not. I went and skated a local skate park nearby, and it doesn't. It doesn't at all. I know when it's going to slide. I know when it's not going to slide. It's totally under my control. We've got in the video, we did some power slides, and they feel a little softer, but just as controlled. They didn't slide quite as far as normal 101s, but surprisingly, you can power slide on these. Pivots, you can pivot on these. You'll see in the video, I do some full cabs and stuff, and backside flips, big spins, things like that. When I pivot, I don't get hung up on 93A wheels. It's so weird. It is so strange. No slides, grinds. I love them. Absolutely perfect. Every time, my first 2 no slides, I just slid 5-6 feet maybe, no trouble, just like, oh, just slide, perfect. But what's cool about them too is they slide, but they're controlled. For me personally, I feel like I kind of have a more controlled slide with these. It's almost kind of like soapy, whereas with the hard 101s, I feel like they only slide. That's your only option. If you hit a ledge with wax with 101 regular wheels, you slide. That's it. You're just gonna slide. If you're gonna stick, you're gonna stick, but normally it just keeps going. With these, I feel like I can sort of stand on it and know where I am almost the whole time, which is very comfortable. We did some crooked grinds, and I like to pop out early on my crooked grinds, and that felt fantastic. I would crooked grind and I'd feel like I knew right where my wheel was on the ledge. It was really weird. Ted didn't have as much of the same feeling. He was still skating really good. He did a Smith grind and a couple other things, but with no slides, he felt like he couldn't quite understand how to slide them. He kept feeling like it was a little bit too soft. Like, is that what you'd say? Like,
so when I do no slide, I go diagonal, and then actually wheel's the one that hits the ledge first.
Right.
And then like it just kind of feels like I get bounced out.
Exactly. Yeah, and that could be an issue too. What he's talking about, that could be for some people. I don't have, because the way I skate, when I do no slides, I do almost a perfect 180 onto it and then get my wheels right up. Ted likes to do a nice sideways diagonal into it. So you might have a couple of issues getting used to it if you feel the bounce. You'll feel the bounce of these softer wheels. That can be a thing that you'll feel. I didn't. I loved it because I've always wanted soft wheels. So that's absolutely fine for me. The ride quality is crazy. I rode some bowls, and I did a little bit of some hills and stuff like that, and I just went around just kind of lakes and stuff nearby, like little local things, just to skate. And even though it's a soft wheel, sometimes soft wheels feel like they take your speed away, because the hard wheels, it doesn't like get as much friction and stuff. with the hard wheel feels like it should be a little bit faster. But for these, I didn't notice almost any speed degradation. I felt like I went just as fast as I've always wanted to go. And it's almost like you go faster, but it's still smooth and controlled. I didn't feel like I was going to fall, like I'm going too fast. Same for, like I said, with pivots and stuff. Every like 360 that I did, I felt like I knew right where I was whenever my wheels touched the ground. It was weird. You'll see in the video also, I don't remember if it's this one, I did a 360 flip, and I landed without thinking I was going to land, and I fell, but I almost felt like it was a more controlled fall because of how soft these wheels are. With the softer wheels, I feel like with certain flip tricks and things, I land softer too. And that was definitely, we didn't do any drops yet. It would be cool if we did some drops to test out. I will test that out later on and just see, but I think drops, this would be crazy. I think this would absorb so much vibration on drops too, that's going to be another thing that'd be a good recommendation. The only thing, like one of the other kind of cons that I had is that I was doing fakie nose grinds, and if you hit the wax, you do have to kind of be on the tip of your toes. If you don't lock in on your grinds or anything, if you hit the wax, these things will slickly slide out. And I was still controlled. I didn't fall. I didn't get hurt. But it is something you have to be aware of, is to remember that, because that's one of the only things that with these wheels that's kind of weird is you can kind of think in your head they're soft, so I'm stuck to the ground more. If you do that, don't do it. Pretend these are 101s. Don't think of these as 93s. If you pretend these are 93s and you go to stick to the ground and do a tight turn, these could slide out from under you without you thinking it's possible, and you'll land on your butt. So as long as you treat these like 101s, they're absolutely fine. And you probably won't slide out. You'll probably stick and everything. Just be careful with wax and things like that. Sort of last of all is longevity. The only thing I've heard from people on these is, and I don't know if they're right or not, they said they chip on the sides. And me and Ted kind of noticed that. It looked like there were chips, but it's almost like they wear down with the chips. So I think that these could also last a really long time. I think that they have a weird like viscosity in the urethane that's just, it's weird. It's so strange how it's a different type of material they use. This is like some NASA stuff. I was really impressed when Formula 4s came out. Spitfire Formula 4s are wonderful wheels. I would skate these again any day because Formula 4 is the best. It slides perfect. I don't get flat spots. I love these. But right now for me, I'm like, dude, I don't need to have anything else. I mean, I told Ted, these are probably I've been skating 23 years, and these are my favorite wheels I've ever skated in 23 years. I can remember wheels, and I think of like Spitfires, everything else, cool memories of good wheels. But this immediately comes to my head as the best wheel I've ever skated. So we're older, we're ancient. No, I'm 37. So it's like, I still want to keep doing this for as long as possible. And he's not kidding, man. My feet and ankles, when I skate these, they actually feel like there's more vibration absorption. It feels a little bit more tolerable. So like, I mean, so for me, the only two things that I would say are cons is that, again, you have to remember that these can slide. If you treat these like soft wheels, you forget they'll slide, you could accidentally slip and fall. You gotta just remember that. But I never really felt out of control. I feel like they're stuck for me as long as I'm responsible. Ted said, again, with his slides and stuff, it was a little hard for him to get used to. But every other aspect of the wheel makes it worth it to me. There's not, after that, I'm like, no, this is, for me, 10 out of 10. There's not, the stickiness is still there, but I can slide if I want to. The color's cool. You can also get the awesome, like, kind of whitish yellow color. They have that also. So you got green, you got whitish yellow. For as long as these will go, I'll skate these now until they're dead. And we'll just see. We'll try to do an update on how long that takes, because obviously I don't feel like skating any other wheels other than these. So, yeah, I want to say 10 out of 10, but I should say 9 out of 10 just to be more realistic. But, I mean, to me, 10 out of 10. So I would say go buy them. Yeah. Try them out. Subscribe to us, if you're down. Like us. The bell thing lets you know when the new videos. We're doing so many videos. It's perfect. Like, we got all kinds of good trick tips and stuff. We filmed last night, and it was fun. And yeah, the thumbs up lets us know what you like and all that. Follow us too, obviously. Subscribe if that's cool, But yeah, all those things. So go buy these wheels too. Okay. All right. See you guys later.
All right. See you.